end of times today, so it should be fun.
Yeah. Real fun.
Yeah.
So, one of the questions.
Who are we eating first?
Yeah, I agree. Who would we eat first?
I have horrible marbling.
Probably the one with the most fat on it.
No. That's there's too much fat to cut around. It'd be really hard. I feel like
No. When it comes to like after that, you would think, all right, who's like brains and skills? Like I'd want Miles around compared to Kyron, so I'd probably definitely eat Kyron.
Yeah, you dummy.
You could try.
But I want to let you know, I'm like a wolf and a coyote, man. I start from the asshole and work my way up.
Then let's start.
You want to do it now?
No, we don't
Should we
even have to
practice?
wait on
After
this.
the podcast. Okay, that's the one rule. We can't get super loud because we're going to get really excited. We need a talking
Well,
stage.
you need to put this thing way back here.
So, here's my question. If we're in the end of times, like I had asked earlier, would you steal somebody's horse? Like, we all kind of agree that we would want a horse, right? Like, that's a horse or a mule, some type of livestock animal that is way more maneuverable than, say, like a Can-Am or a side-by-side or a Ranger or a smaller truck. You'd probably want a livestock, right?
Yeah.
We're all in agreement on that, some type of a livestock.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Would you steal a horse, though? So this is the end of times, right?
Hold on. These aren't very big. Keep talking.
We don't know where the end of the world is going to be, but we know that
It's just
something has
Yeah,
gone
let's-
terribly wrong.
We're going off the fact that
Let's
like
stay
it's
off.
happening.
Let's stay away from like what is
Yeah.
causing it.
Yeah.
Just in general survival
Yeah.
tactics.
But the
general.
fact of the matter is that like it's end of the world.
Yeah.
Shit's going
Yeah.
down.
We're probably going to get into what it is anyway, because
Yeah.
if I'm going to shoot a zombie,
Yeah. The circumstances do depend. Like.
so
you know,
yeah, I guess
on
we
the
can't say
circumstances.
don't get into it anyway. But
I know the first thing I'm doing though.
what are you doing first?
The first thing I'm doing is going to Walmart and stealing all the chew and tobacco I can grab.
Yeah, but everybody's going to be doing that.
So,
Well, my gun's
so
there.
you would steal if it was the end of the world?
I wouldn't steal a horse.
I would barter for a horse.
For sure.
Yeah, but I would never steal a horse. You know
For sure.
why? Because of cowboy coat, and they had cowboy coat even before
Yeah.
crazy,
But
like, even in the
also,
Wild West. So
if someone has 8 horses and there's like a family of 5, I might offer them a lot lower price.
For sure.
you know what? It's a weird way to say it. Excites me about the thought of like the end of the world. Not end of the world, like I guess. Trade. I feel like going back old school
yeah.
trading thing would be a really cool.
Because
I guess
inflation's a bitch.
Yeah.
Like-
and that's what I tell Leah all the time. Like, we obviously talk about finances quite a bit, and Leah has this mentality and how she was raised, and she's like, we need money in the bank. And I was like, and my way of thinking is money is a tool to be used to get something worth value.
I like to have things.
I would rather have valuable things. Like, I would rather have a pair of jet skis than $5,000 in the bank. If my jet skis are worth well over $5,000, like, you know what I mean? I would way rather have those because in a specific scenario when I needed money, I could sell those and have my $5,000 within a couple days.
Yeah, but where they get you is the depreciation of a jet ski and like it's sitting there, but also like in the bank. I wouldn't say you make money by it just sitting there because like in a savings account you're gonna make like what 0.02% interest per year. So like
I
you're
make
not.
like 5 cents off of
But-
a couple thousand.
But
in a
that's
savings
better
account.
than depreciation. Imagine if you put $5,000 in the bank and 6 months later you only have $4,500. You know.
Yeah.
So like I think it's you have to be very strategic about what you buy.
For sure. So like
That's why I like to buy
guns.
things like a crappy truck and then fix it, so that way like what I have in it takes a long time to depreciate.
For sure.
I saw this guy that I follow. You guys follow Manspot? The Manspot? Yeah, what I noticed that
Gotta
he
be
does, that he's super patriotic. What he does, and I didn't notice that, why he did it until he explained, and it's brilliant. And I didn't know that I did it. Is he collects coins, like especially like silver dollar, gold dollar, coins and everything. And he explained like in case something does happen, like they're of value, they're good to trade with and everything.
Yeah.
And I was like, hell yeah.
Yeah. But like when you go into an end of time scenario, like say even a zombie apocalypse scenario, if you were on your travels, say you needed something, you came across a house that had it, but it had people living in it, like actual people living in it. Do you go up there and forcefully take it? Or do you go up there and negotiate with them or talk to them and ask them if it's worth, if they have value in it as well? You know what I mean? Like,
I think it totally depends on my situation that I'm in. Like, is it something that, like, I'm not going to be able to make it through the night without?
but would you at least try?
I'm going to say this a lot tonight, and it's going to piss me off the amount I say it, but it's situational. Like, if the people look, like, I'm going to profile the hell out of people the whole time.
Oh, for sure.
Because if, like, you go in there and they just look hacked off, like, they don't, like, they're just barely, like, they don't like the situation they're in, they're not going to let you, like, sleep on their porch or, like, have a shovel or something, you know? Like,
Yeah.
so you'd have to read people.
For sure.
Oh,
going.
getting a jewel pod.
Yeah.
I was like, what are you doing? No, but I would have to read them. But honest to God, there's definitely a stopping point to where I'd be like, okay, I have to ask. Like lower echelon stuff, probably not. Like if I needed like a baseball bat and it was just like in someone's yard, I'd probably take it. But if like someone's car,
Yeah.
unless I was probably gonna die, like then yeah.
See,
I'd steal
I
it.
think I would. The way I see it as like, end of times or not, like I want to keep the true American spirit, and I would want to like negotiate. Like I'd
Yeah.
respect people's life, liberty, and property,
Yeah.
and be like, hey man, like, and find something to trade with. And if not, then
Okay, hold on. Also, are we talking about like economic crash and then we just kind of like keep living in peace, or are we talking about like shoot everybody because you have no idea what's going on?
I'm talking. So let's talk in zombie apocalypse first, because that's always a good starter, and then you can work your way into like a political crash.
Yeah, because I kind of like the way he's going.
Government is not really running.
Like just kind of like reset back to like Western times.
Yeah.
Where it's just like you kind of just live in harmony and you don't really like mess with each other unless. But like if you did have a problem with someone, you'd like call them out and they go to town square and you'd have a little shoot off. Like I'd be
go
fine with that.
full cowboy code where you line up in the middle of the streets,
Exactly.
take 10 steps, and
Because I don't want it to make it seem like I just go around and like pillage.
I want to say something, but I don't want to fucking veer off this topic. I want to know like that actually, like how often that actually went down.
What?
If they actually like had
Shootouts?
shoot downs at high noon and everything, you know, like how accurate is that? Like yeah, there was OK Corral, but that was 5 minutes, and that's the most famous.
Yeah, that
one.
is true. Because like they could probably it could just be hyperbolous, and they'd just be like, "Oh man, we used to shoot shit all the time," and like
yeah, it's
we
like
used to
your
shoot each other all the time. Yeah,
Your
walking
parents telling
uphill
you-
both ways. Yeah.
You have no idea what it was like when I was in school. I had to walk uphill both ways on my hands
In the
because my
snow.
feet hurt so bad. So, in like a zombie apocalypse scenario, where if you see somebody walking as a zombie, you would obviously shoot them.
Yeah.
Because if they're all fucked up, like you don't want to be all fucked up, so you
Yeah, no, I can get on board with that.
eliminate them. They're
Or
no longer a
hopefully
human
it's not
being.
someone walking with a limp.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
Frank.
and that's kind of what I'm playing into is like the morals of it. Like, do you keep your morals in an apocalyptic state, or do you veer from your morals for survival?
I would do whatever it takes to survive,
For sure.
even if it means shooting people.
It also, I mean, you don't know until the actual situation. You could say like
Yeah, that's
this
a
stuff.
good point. I
Like,
said that in
I-
boot camp a lot.
Because I can say that I wouldn't, like I would ask and negotiate and like try to respect people's life, liberty, and property, but like I wouldn't know, like I got my mom, my grandma, my sister, niece, and like I don't know how like tough it's gonna be and how desperate I'm
Yeah.
gonna be and what I need.
I'm trying to just like assume for the worst because they say that in boot camp. They're like, We used to always make fun of this one kid because I mean he was kind of a dumbass and it pissed everyone off. But like he just would freeze up under pressure so much. And then one time the senior drill instructor was like, "Y'all make fun of him and y'all give him shit, but like, you guys might be in battle one day and he's the one that jumps on a fucking grenade."
Yeah.
It was like, or if like this enemy fire starts wailing in, everybody's shitting their mind, and then he's the one that fucking jumps up there with his M16 and start laying down rounds.
Yeah.
So it's like you never know until you're there.
A crazy
Sure.
thought that that I just realized that always comes to mind whenever I think about shit going down and world-ending type scenarios. For some reason, I always think of who I'm gonna contact and want to
Yep.
gather with.
For
I'm
sure.
always thinking of like you guys, and like I would want like trying to think of rendezvous points or where we would go and like
For
what
sure.
had happened, how to get a hold of them, and it makes me like I really want to invest like a CB radio.
They make handheld ones for like
Yeah.
$60, but you have to get a license if you want to like talk on it. But you
Yeah,
can
I remember
monitor.
talking to a guy in the Navy,
That's-
and he said he had one, and he said he had to do certain things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But honestly, I would just buy one and monitor it, and then if the world went south, they're not going to be like, "You got your license to operate that thing?"
Yeah.
You're like,
Yeah.
sorry.
Do you have your license to live? I'm sorry. What were you asking? I'm confused.
Could you speak up?
Yeah. Looks like I got a 44 Magnum, buddy. What are you packing?
This is my license right here.
All right. So if you're in an all right, let's go into like if you're in a political
Like meltdown.
meltdown.
Let's say
where it's-
apocalypse.
Well, so I'm
Huh?
saying like
Apocalypse.
a full, but
Like
I'm
not a
saying a
zombie
full
apocalypse.
government meltdown worldwide. Like it came out that all of these leaders are corrupt and turning tyrannical, and then people start rioting and doing like crazy.
Like 2020.
Hey, yeah. Dang it. I was like, hey, I've seen this one
Yeah,
before.
I've seen this movie.
So
I hate that episode.
people are rioting, but even more than just rioting, they're building armies and militias, and
Well, they,
everyone's banding together. And there's obviously going to be these outcasts who just, or not, I shouldn't say outcasts, but these people who believe so strongly in just destroying everything. You run into that type of scenario, and say nukes are going off. People are just getting bombed left and right. Doesn't matter where you're at. The government's full turned on you, and everybody's full turned on all governments. Like, tactical gear. What would you bring into a scenario where you don't know who's good or who's bad?
You want to go first?
I think it'd be the same situation. You just that part just sucks because you have less.
But say, like, it happens overnight, and you have to put something on, and you need to go get stuff. What would you
Like
put on
now.
to, like, go somewhere?
Because now I'd be fucked.
No,
because-
that's not the point. What, like, if you had unlimited resources and you could keep anything at your truck at all times,
Oh, man.
what would you put in your truck?
Oh,
Not
there's
thinking
some-
about, like, oh, I need to, like, save space so people can be back there. Like, what would you have in your truck?
It would definitely be my hatchet, my lever action, my pistol. But honestly, if it was unlimited, I could like have whatever I want.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna be honest and realistic. Like that's why
Don't go
I
crazy. But
hate it, because I am actually like tactically unprepared and knowing what I actually need. Because yeah, I could go out and camp, and people can say, yeah, I could camp and blah blah, but really that's not actually going to save you. If I could choose those, if I knew what those certain things were, I would want them, but I really don't know what they are.
yeah.
I could say, I could be vague and be like, yeah, I want my guns and ammo, and then first aid kit. I would definitely want first aid kit for sure.
For sure.
A bunch of them.
Oh, IFAC, bro.
Oh yeah, for
That's
sure.
mine.
You would want some type of a doctor on your team.
Oh,
Like,
for sure.
So
Why
what
do you
I'm
think
saying,
I'm trying to marry me up a nurse, bro?
yeah. So what I'm saying,
A surgeon, doctor?
I have my wife is a doctor, so like
She's a Baptist.
she's about to be a doctor. So I'm praying this situation at least waits out until she gets her doctorate. So I mean,
feel
we're
like she'd
alright.
be
I think
fine
she's
now.
pretty
But the thing,
qualified.
yeah.
I'd
and-
let
oh
Leah,
yeah,
like,
she
fucking-
would be solid. She's got holistic medicine like pretty well down. She's got like actual drugs pretty well down. Like She would
Morphe,
be a
Morphe,
solid
Morphe.
member of the team.
Oh, for sure.
And I know for a fact that if Leah walked into a pharmacy, she would be able to pick out the different drugs that we would need.
Ibuprofen, triple antibiotics, and bandages. We good. People.
That's probably
And
what I
Quick Clot.
packed. Yeah, Quick Clot for sure. So if we were going into this scenario, if I was going into this scenario, immediately I would try to make calls to my buddies. If my calls got dropped or whatever, all cell phone service just shut off, I would immediately start driving to my buddies' houses, finding my buddies. Band up, I would look for a bomb suit to throw in the truck. I would stop Leah by a pharmacy, pack up
Okay, never mind. I'll question it later.
pharmaceuticals. I would
Okay,
obviously
I'm gonna stop
load
you because I'm gonna forget. How realistic is a bomb suit, and why do you need one?
a bomb suit.
A bomb suit. Why in the hell would you need a bomb suit?
What if you run into a base and the base has already been overrun by like
I'm gonna be honest with you. You know what
People
bomb
get
suits are used
crazy.
for?
diffusing
No,
bombs?
to identify your body when you die. They don't actually save your life. They just keep all of you in basically a Ziploc bag so they can be like, oh, that's Kyron. They don't actually save you.
Alright. Scratch the bombs.
Sorry, I didn't
I
mean.
want to jump back into something before.
ITVs. I would
Well, I want to do my list.
I would
I didn't
get
finish my list.
Oh, that's true.
bulletproof vests.
He got way too excited. He's talking out loud.
I would get bulletproof vests for all of my buddies.
Sapping plates or Kevlar?
Stopping plates.
Sapping. It's not stopping.
I thought it was
Not like SAPPING. It's fiberglass.
fine. Sapping plates.
Ceramic with fiberglass.
Not Kevlar.
Mhm.
Full plates with helmets, that type of thing. I would immediately find my guns, start loading all my ammo, put everything together. I'd pack.
So you're not getting ready to hold the fort.
No, I'm getting ready to move.
Yeah, this is a very tactically horrible position.
Yeah, for sure. This is not where
There's
I
like
want.
3 2-story houses.
I mean, actually, in reality, this entire block is my family.
That's a good
Like,
point, yeah.
I automatically, without even having to travel anywhere, I have a militia sitting in my house.
That's a good thing and a bad thing too, because like in my head, like I would just like want my direct family at my parents' house, and then like be able to establish a direct line of communication with you guys. I wouldn't want to live with all you guys because then that's going to be stressful trying to figure out food and water and like
For
everything.
sure.
And then the anthropologic chain of command is just going to get all screwy because you're going to have in your family, if you all met up in one place, there's at least 9 guys that are going to be trying the alpha the entire time, and someone's going to get shot in the face.
That's what happens at my family gatherings. We're all alphas, so like when alphas start going against alphas, then it's like family versus family because like all of our wives are like, yeah, my husband's always right. He knows what he's talking
Just
about.
hyping each other up.
Yeah, and the wives become the hype men, and then
Just put it in the
the alphas become the alphas, and they all have the right idea and cannot be swayed from it.
But-
So, in my scenario, what I would like is some type of tactical arrangement. I'm not saying everybody live in the same house,
Right.
but everybody live in a close enough vicinity that if you heard a gunshot,
It's an adrenaline rush for sure.
Like
just
to think
talking
about it. But what I wanted to point out was like I would definitely want. I don't know why, but I really would want my dad's cattle truck and trailer because they have lights in front, back, and it has a pulley on the back that we use to drag the cows in it, everything in. So that made me think of like vehicles. So I would want that. I'd want people who have Can-Ams because I feel like those are very like good for like tactical uses and everything.
for sure.
And for sure,
You can make
definitely
your
would
own
want.
fuel.
You would want like full tactical kit, of course. Like if you could get your hands on the helmet, goggles, and just the plate vest, like an
yeah.
operator.
That's why I
And
want to build
then
my truck to be like a chase truck to have like its own power source.
what I
Me too.
realized would be, I feel like a really good tactical, or not tactical reasons, a good idea was to mount up and head to a ranch and camp out at a windmill because
Yeah,
then you
that
have
has
the water,
yeah.
and then you have all the cattle, so you have food and everything too. Like, and then so you definitely want horses, and I would definitely want dogs for sure. That is like without a doubt. Those are things that I know for sure that I would want.
For sure. You definitely want to be out away from populated areas.
Yeah, because and then I was thinking about it because the way his place is like a couple miles down Washboard Road, and then it goes down into a valley, so you see everybody that comes in, and there's a huge mountain and hills right next to it. So like you can like
you
that
could
whole
have
area.
sniper perches.
Yeah.
You have a whole choke point for
Mhm.
anybody entering the area.
The only bad thing about his place is that it has a lot of it has like one access road that all these hunters use and everything. So all you gotta do is like I guess lock it up or keep an eye
becomes
on
the
it.
choke point.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go because y'all been rambling for a while.
I just wanted to point those out before.
No, you're good. You're good. All right, if we're talking about just what I'm taking on my person, or like what I would leave in my truck to be ready for it, I always keep a box of MREs in my truck.
Right.
I would keep like a decent flashlight or a headlamp, and then I would do sapping plates, front and back, 12 by 12, 3 mag holders, rifle mag, 3 pistol mag, an IFAK, water,
Fanny
camelback.
pack.
Oh, I have a tactical fanny pack.
Yes.
A fanny pack with a. Oh, and then I also have a multi-tool that's meant for my weapon and a multi-tool that's meant for other shit. And then I'd have my E-tool, which is your shovel, hatchet, saw thing.
Yes.
And then flares, definitely some flares, because there's probably not going to be any source of communication.
For sure.
I would take a multi-channel walkie-talkie, just to see who the hell's out there.
Yeah.
Or a Harris radio.
Yeah.
Like we said, we were talking about the CB.
And
radio.
then GPS isn't really going to work, but I would
The old
definitely
school
bring.
GPSs?
No, they have to still be maintained, like for some like definitely a compass, because I can do land nav really well,
Me
like
too.
manually.
Yeah.
That's like my job in the military.
I'm pretty
So
good at
definitely
that as
want
well.
miles.
Being a pilot, you kind of got to
Yeah.
get.
Like I can
very used to-
triangulate in my head really well too.
Yeah.
So, it's like exciting for me, but and then for like shootout style stuff, I would bring goggles, and then a Kevlar helmet, like a light tactical one, not the ones that were to shoot to us,
Yeah.
because those are fucking heavy.
Heavy.
They suck, but they do save you from dying. So I mean that's nice.
Like a SWAT team helmet.
Yeah, like one that you can like have Velcro shit to.
Yeah.
I would want to say like an infrared light and then some night vision, but I don't really know if it's necessary because humans have pretty decent night vision as it already is. But then I would go like weapon choice. I would definitely take a 9mm of any pistol basically, and then I'd take a 308, either AR platform or bolt action, and then have an AR pistol on me, so that way if I did need some sort of rounds, but I have a AR pistol that has a stock, because at that point, who's gonna stop you? And then I would just have probably about 5 mags for each weapons system I had on me.
For sure. I think I would, and I kind of veered away and went tactical,
Yeah.
and that was kind
That's
of
what I was trying to bring it
point.
back. Is like
Yeah.
just say what would you keep in your truck, and then we can get into like
Yeah, and I kind of started
logistics.
veering
Yeah, I
away
can
from
tell
it.
that. That's why you're getting loud.
Yeah.
You got really excited.
So I would definitely do some type of chem suit, chem wear. Yeah, dude, biohazard
dude,
is a
you have never been in
huge-
mop gear, have you?
Yes, I have.
And you know
And it
you're gonna
sucks.
sweat your nuts off.
Sucks. But what,
Just do a gas mask. And who do you think's coming after you, Kyron?
bro? You gotta be ready for anybody.
Yeah, you
Dude,
really.
if someone
I mean,
CS gasses you, it sucks.
Yeah.
I know. Have you been CS gassed?
I'm not saying that.
No, I know. But like
No.
for actual nuclear or like not nuclear, for actual chemical warfare issues, you're gonna die before you get your mop gear on unless you keep it on you all the fucking time.
those situations.
So I'm saying keep mop gear on me just in case something happens that I can
Full
give it
mop
to
gear.
somebody. Yeah,
Not
like,
just a gas
I would
mask.
like to have it.
I mean,
I wouldn't
yeah.
carry it on my person at all times, but like you never know what kind of scenario you're gonna run into.
Yeah, true. Like if
So-
you have to like go through something like
I
a
would-
sewer system or something.
If I was planning on a tactical assault or a tactical like recon type scenario, I would still want to have all of the available tools.
Yeah.
So like I would definitely have my gas mask. I would have the full SWAT helmet, Kevlar helmet with the ITV with exactly what you were saying. I would probably want a couple of frags on me, just like maybe 3 tops.
Yeah.
I would want all of my mags, but what I would do with my mags is do the quick slip mags
Yeah.
and do doubles with a 3 holster, so I essentially hold 6 mags in my holster, and then 3 9mm because
I do need to
9mm
correct myself. So my 3 mags are double mags, but I use AR-15 mag holsters for my AR-10, which I can only put 1 in.
yeah,
But in that situation,
So
I would have 6.
double, yeah.
So yeah.
yeah,
So,
for
sorry.
sure.
Yeah. Go ahead.
You're good.
Sorry.
I would definitely have a 9mm because 9mm is super easy ammo to find. Almost everybody who is a private carry
Oh, yeah.
holds a 9mm because a 9mm is one of the best ballistics out of the pistol. That's light enough and doesn't kick hard enough for anybody to really get hurt from it. I would definitely pack my 9. I would pack a 6.5 Creedmoor and an 8.5 inch 223 AR. 6.5 Creedmoor would definitely have some type of a night vision scope or a thermal scope.
You carry that?
No, yeah. If depending on the scenario, I would carry it, and I'll talk more about it when we get into the tactical analyzing of a situation.
Yeah.
But I would want all of that. I would definitely want some really nice, high ankle tack boots, steel-toed with a steel metatarsal and a tongue through it.
I don't want steel toe.
Oh, for sure I do.
You ever try to run in those motherfuckers?
I do all the time. I literally
You
hike
probably
in
look-
my steel toes.
You probably look like a dummy.
How?
Because you got like ankle weights. Wait, no, you had ankle weights on for like 2 years of your life at one point.
Yeah.
Because he's weird, bro. I would rather.
Honestly, if I could like bandage steel plates onto my arms, wrap them up,
Hell
and
no.
onto
Dude,
my
I would-
legs, I
hell
would
no.
do it
I feel
all
you.
the time.
Hell
I-
no.
One of my favorite things about animes, one of my favorite anime characters, is a
Fucking
dude named
nerd.
Rock Lee.
Okay, can I just dissect this whole like armor versus like versatility thing real quick?
Sure.
Okay, first off, you look at me and you'd be like, oh, he's probably an armor kind of guy, right? You know, I'm like a big dude.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to move. But like, the level, and this is just through like an engineering standpoint, the level of which your body armor actually has to be is a lot higher than you're actually willing to carry for it to do what you want it to do. Does that make sense, or did I jump
Yeah.
ahead too much?
No, you're
So, to me, I would rather get shot through my forearm once and be able to like duck and dip away behind some cover than like get shot
Have.
6 freaking times and
And
be
what
like,
time it
oh,
takes.
I stopped one of them.
Yeah.
You still got shot 5 times because you can't move.
For sure.
And
I
you're gonna
agree.
get tired quickly.
You would definitely.
Because, okay, so if I had to go into like a planned op that was like already figure out, and they're like, okay, you're the heavy gun, so you need to have all this body armor on because you need to keep cover fire down to the. Okay, that freaked me out. I just had huge deja vu. That was weird. Okay.
Deja vu is really
Anyway.
weird.
So I was like, I'm like, oh, I gotta lay down covering fire while people move. Okay, that's fine. Planned off. I had a good night's sleep before. I have food. But now you're saying you want to carry up to 20 to 50 pounds of extra body armor in a scenario where you probably haven't eaten in 2 days.
Oh, I'm not saying that's what I would do. I'm just saying
You just
It
did.
would be
the
nice.
steel metatarsal boots. I literally
Not just the boots, dude.
hike
You were
in-
saying if I could put plates
If-
all over my arms.
I'm saying in a day-to-day basis if I could do that. I'm not saying in this scenario. Like one of my biggest dreams is to walk around with that all the time. And then like you get in a fight with somebody, that's what I was saying. And I just unravel it and drop it and it'd be like, oh, damn. I thought he was fast before, but this mofo was on a whole nother level.
I just
So,
wanna-
hold on, one more thing.
Yeah.
It kind of ties right to this. But so I on AR 500s, they had like a holiday sale or whatever, and this was like a couple months ago. and I bought some concealed body armor, and I was like, that's dope. I could wear it under a hoodie. This motherfucker is this big. Like, if I was a normal, like, I'm not saying I'm huge, 6'3", 230. Like, I'm not that big of a dude. I think it might stop half of the lungs and my heart.
Well, I
And
think
my
that's what it's
It's
for.
between
To
my
stop-
titties.
to protect your heart. That's the
Oh, I
main-
know, but like, on the picture of the dude that I bought it when I saw it, it was like, I was like, oh, dude, like it's cut off right here to make sure mobility, and then it's like, but it's cut off and it's like right here over my tits, bro. And I was like, bro, I'm gonna die. Like,
I wanted to point out though that it's something that's very overlooked, but it would have a huge impact on you, and I feel like everybody overlooks it. Well, for most normal society, and now that you pointed it out, it kind of blows my mind, and I need to think more of it. Is like what the shoes you would be wearing would have a huge effect on you, because like that would
If they
it would
weren't
affect your
comfy,
legs and back,
right,
and
like,
and
light-
it definitely needs to be something, because you're hopefully not in solid flat
Yeah.
ground in a city. You're gonna hopefully be in mountains, valley-ish somewhere. So
That's why
That's a
I'm
good
saying
point. Very good
high
point.
ankle boot,
I
steel
think-
metatarsal, for sure. Because I want dude. If I'm
composite,
walking,
if anything, but not fucking steel, dude.
no. Do you know what the steel metatarsal is? It's steel woven in your
Steel-
fibers of your boot.
No.
It's just steel
still-
lines.
I
It's
still-
supposed to help, like you wear them on drill rigs because it
Oh, because
resists
that was their
gouging.
solution to like whenever you something hit your toe and it'd bend into your foot.
Well, no, that's always gonna be.
No,
an
I mean
issue.
like it would bend and stay in your foot.
no.
It still does that.
Steel
Oh.
metatarsal only helps with slashing. Like
Mm.
if you have a cable cut and it whips out, it's not gonna cut your foot off. It's just gonna rip through the steel.
The
Rather-
whole boot has steel woven into it.
It's very fine steel.
Hell no.
I wore them and I've sprinted in them several times. It's not that bad.
Yeah.
Like they're a little bit heavier than just a regular steel-toed boot.
Yeah.
And I don't think I would necessarily have them steel-toed. I'd rather composite toe, but I would want them as light as possible, and I would want them as resistant to, like, if I'm hiking through a forest and I trip and fall, I want a freaking stake coming through my ankle or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, that's not what I want. So I would definitely have good boots on. I would have a camel pack and a full, like, I would want one of those railing backpacks, those light, like, pack-out
Has
backs.
like the cage on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, kind of the
Yeah.
cage, so you can strap your animal to it and hike it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would want one of those because I could essentially build a backpack off of that if need be, and I could build it to however big and carry as much weight as I needed. Say if I got in a firefight, I would be able to even strap my buddy onto it and hike us out of there with ease rather than to have to carry him in my arms, because my arms are one of the weakest things on my body. Not saying that my arms are weak because I'm
They're
fucking
pretty
yoked.
big, you know.
they're pretty
But-
small. But
I would definitely rather carry somebody's whole body with my whole body, in that type of scenario. I don't think that I would have a full night vision kit, only because that's a lot of weight to carry around, and like there's very few times that you would use it.
Not even.
But I
that,
would
like,
want to
you
have
gotta
the
know how to
available.
work on them.
Yeah.
Because they break sometimes.
A lot. A lot.
Yeah. There's like an entire career in the Marine Corps, of, like fixing optics and stuff, because they just go out so much.
I would want all of that. I would definitely want some type of oxygen capable device that I could put oxygen on somebody if I wanted. Oh yeah, I'm saying.
don't know, dude.
I'm not saying
you were
pack it
a
or-
packy, fucking packy. You were a heavy ass packer. What are you gonna need to put oxygen on for somebody?
Myself?
He's
It
gonna
would
use
be- I
so-
think-
like
I
one of
feel
those
like
quick
it'd
ones, or like
Yeah.
like a fucking tank.
No, like the oxygen things they sell.
Yeah,
in
they
a little
s- yeah,
canister
like the
that
little-
you could.
Yeah.
Hell no, dude.
I would
might
definitely
use that
want those.
once.
It'd be a part
be
of like
nice.
a first aid kit.
that's what I was thinking. Is like it's an extension of the first aid kit for sure.
If you had a buddy who couldn't put his gas mask on fast enough and he dropped, you could pull him out of there, hook him, give him that thing, and he could start puffing air.
Might make his life a little better for a short amount of time, but I'm not gonna pack around another pound just for the possibility.
It's not even a
of-
pound. It's like maybe 8 ounces, 9 ounces.
I don't
It's
know.
an aluminum can.
It's just a lot of extra stuff. I don't know. I've learned through the years because, like, whenever I'd go hunting, bro, I had, like, or whenever I went to the field, I had that mentality. I was like, what if I need it? I'm like, I would rather figure it out.
But
Yeah,
this
but then
is
I-
a what
then
if you
pack it
need
around.
it situation. If you had it, like you were saying, if I had it in my truck, I would want it in my truck.
Yeah.
Not
Because-
saying every scenario I go into, I'm gonna pack everything I have. Obviously, so we can start on the tactical side.
I feel like maybe we should have another episode where we just go through survival products and we say where we would use them.
Oh yeah,
That's a whole nother hour, dude. We should do that
Yeah.
next.
It's so funny though, because that just reminds me of Block Hawk Down. Have you seen it? And that guy was telling the other dude, he's like, "You're not gonna need that, dude. We're not gonna be out that long. Not gonna need that, dude." You'd be the one, be like, "Oh, did you bring it?" He's like, "You said we didn't fucking need it. We didn't fucking need it. You said."
That's what I'm saying. When I used to go hunting with my dad, I'd have like 30 pounds of shit I didn't need in my backpack. Now I don't even bring snacks. I'm like, I'll eat some fucking berries
we're
or
all
something.
close enough. Just bring baby. You only need one change of clothes. What you were wearing.
Oh, I'm not bringing extra clothes. I'm bringing extra underwear and
I'm
extra
bringing
socks.
wipes. That's it. I'll wipe my pits. and
That
balls,
brings me
that's
to my
about it.
next point. You know
Well, I bring
what I
baby-
would
I wipe myself
definitely
babies.
be bringing? My fucking dude wipes. I would
Oh,
haul
dude,
my ass to
fucking field shower,
Walmart.
bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
So the survival tactic ass point of it.
You didn't hear what you said, did you? I should replay. You said the survival tactic ass point.
That's
I was gonna say, why did that sound weird? Aspect? Is that what you're?
Aspect slash point is now
Ass point.
Is that what it
You didn't
said?
even catch it, did you?
That's what the title's gonna be. The Ass Point Apocalypse.
Is that what it said?
Yeah.
Cherry
Because
point?
I know you
Just
looked
voices.
so lost when I started laughing.
Did you
I'm
spill
still
too?
Lost. Yeah.
I
Or
spilled.
again?
All right.
I think this thing leaks. No, I spilled.
So the survival aspect of it. We have our tactical gear, right?
Mhm.
We're rolling out. All right. We're going to find our camping point or our real rendezvous point where we're going to set up camp or establish some type of structure.
I need to jump back real quick just to point out 3 things that I realized while I was in the bathroom. I would definitely want, as a main truck vehicle, if I could have it at all times, it's definitely a 3500 Cummins dually flatbed with a welder and generator already on it.
Oh, for sure.
For sure. I didn't think about that until
Yeah.
now, but that,
I don't want a 12 valve though, because you can run ATF,
Yeah.
oil, anything you want. And
Biodiesel.
7.3s you can kind of put a little questionable stuff in them
Yeah.
because they tell you to run ATF to quiet the injector and stuff. So it's like it's the same concept, but you can literally run a 12 valve off anything that combusts.
yeah. And then I would want to make sure that if I had to throw, I feel like people might not think about it, tools on there. Main specific tools I would throw on there is a chainsaw, hacksaw, sawzall, and then just a,
A portable drill, dude.
yeah, and those
With a
on there.
Yeah, because then you
Or
can
already
charge
on
it
there.
with your fucking generator.
Exactly, and
Dude, a
then
diesel generator from like Miller.
Yeah, I have one.
make
It's diesel?
sure.
Yeah.
I would make sure that
I'm
somebody
buying one of those. As soon as I can.
acquired
They're like
a
$5
tanker.
grand.
That's fine.
Tanker filled with fuel, either gas and or 2 tankers, diesel and
For
lead.
sure.
Yeah.
So,
So now we can roll out.
So tactical aspect. We're gonna find some type of developed ranch that has a big enough house with a barn and different things that we can turn into different scenarios, right?
Mhm.
You're gonna want some type of a sterile room that
For
a
like
doctor could
Yeah.
work
Mhm.
in, right? You're gonna want some type of garage shop where you can build different things that you think you need or that you do need for different points that are coming up, right? We're all pretty much everybody that you talk to in a survival aspect is gonna say, I need at least my immediate family, if not more, right? So you're going to want to find a spot that people could build separate camps in that is easily defendable.
Very
Not-
woody area.
Yeah, a
Dude,
wooded
you were
area.
We're gonna have to make something. We're gonna have to make more.
Dude, I'm like, you were literally describing. I don't know the last time you guys have been out at Ed's Ranch, but
Yeah.
he literally has all that. His house was a bed and breakfast, several rooms, and then there's another house out there. He has a barn. He has the big garage.
Yeah,
like, it's
we definitely
all-
do need multiple families, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't
If-
just want to take your family.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
no, of course. Like, if I was
If-
gonna
if
take
I
you and
actually-
you, I would know that I'm taking what load I'm
Exactly.
taking.
You're
I was going
bringing-
along the lines of like reproduction.
Yeah, for sure.
So we would need to kidnap a lot of people.
So
Oh! I've seen it before. It's called a cult.
yeah. So you get into
Who's gonna have the visions first?
who's a prophet? Let's see where this goes.
Chesty Puller. Wait, do you guys know who that is?
No.
Oh,
So
it's a Marine.
The Marine?
Yeah. Absolute badass.
you roll out to find a place that's easily defendable for all of your families, right? You're obviously gonna start to assemble some type of tactical forces, right? You're gonna want
like an organizational or like just physical.
like
Like who
What do you
would,
mean
like who
tactical
you would
forces?
want where
So-
and what they would do.
you would have to set up some type of defense guard.
Okay. Yeah.
You would want to set up some type of
Shifts.
recon guard, somebody who goes out and gathers
Patrol.
supplies,
Right.
somebody.
Firewatch.
Yeah, you would.
Ugh.
Then,
I thought we were done with this.
and the recon guard or the supply guys are probably gonna be the same type of dudes that you're getting attacked from a specific enemy, like say some other counter.
You'd always have to keep at least like 2 or 3 dudes back though.
Yeah,
So that
Because
way,
you're
like,
gonna
you can't
wanna
put all
defend.
your eggs in one basket.
you would, and yeah. So like in all reality, the three of us would probably end up splitting up.
Oh, we would never be together.
Yeah,
Yeah, no.
because like
Because we're
if-
just that absolutely fucking awesome.
well, more along the lines of we're all kind of on the same page.
Do we trust each
We
other
could be
to
the
like
elders. Always wanted to be an elder.
Elder Scrolls?
Dude, honestly, and I thought about this a little earlier. This is a bit off topic, but not really. If I could live out my days in like a shop in the apocalypse that's like on its own generator, have some solar power, and just tinker with shit that people bring in and
Oh,
break, they're like, oh, you
hell
gotta
yeah.
like make this work out of like what you have, dude.
That would be
Mm.
my favorite job.
Oh, I could
For
do that for
sure.
the rest of my life. Like, food, water, tinker. Like,
Food,
those are my 3 necessities I need to live, to be honest. Like, if I didn't... Because, okay, so... this is a little more off topic, but... Okay, so I aspire to be a millionaire by the age of 30, right?
Yeah.
And I want to be retired by 45, and, like... When I say retired, I mean, like, done with a 9 to 5, for sure by 5:45. But, like, to me, an apocalypse sounds so relieving.
For sure.
Because then I don't have to worry about what investments I'm going to make, what
Oh,
properties
yeah,
I'm
dude.
going to buy. I'm just like, breathe in, breathe out, shoot to kill, bring shit home, live.
Yeah, because with the apocalypse comes like there's no more adult
don't
like
have to think
there's
about that
there's
shit.
no bills, there's no more phone, there's no more all those responsibilities.
I would
are
stop.
gone. There's new responsibilities that are probably worse, but
Yeah. I would stop looking at my phone every time it dinged and, like...
Yeah.
I'd be so
not a
free.
phone in sight, just
Not a
people
phone-
living in the moment.
Dude.
I could only
Cash-
imagine. the
Every now
type-
and again getting brains splattered everywhere.
Yeah.
You know?
I could only imagine how much I could do if I just had a few RC planes and some cameras. Like, I could straight up set up a whole UAV recon system. Like, hey, recon's moving out to this. I've already ran the route 10 times. I'll be right behind you. If you get in danger, you won't even have to radio. Like,
Dude, you know what I just thought of? You know what I'm gonna like? As soon as I get some money, you know what I'm gonna buy? I'm gonna buy a
Drum?
a turbine generator. They make
oh, yeah.
5,000 watt or 5 kilowatt to like 20 kilowatt turbine generators. So you have an input water source that drives a turbine which generates electricity.
Yep.
And they're only like $2,000.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna buy one and leave it at my house. Because, like, if shit hits the fan, I mean, at least we could go up to the mountains and like find a stream or like have some sort of water source. Like, or if you get a windmill and you have a tank, and at my parents' house that it drops down. That's
Well,
not a
that's
lot of
already
potential energy, but
another-
you could slowly
It's
generate
enough,
energy.
and you could make it to where it even did more.
Oh yeah.
You could set up pumps that run on a lower amperage pump that kind of speeds it up and pushes it at the initial. That way, your gravity pulls even harder at the bottom.
Another
No.
huge.
No, gravity
Losing
didn't.
energy
Gravity.
only works.
Gravity. Okay, so your system is not incorrect, but what you said was incorrect. Gravity doesn't pull harder unless you have more mass.
Yeah,
But you
if
can
had
pressurize
more-
something that have an acceleration that's past the
Still
acceleration of
so
gravity.
slow.
But also, if you're trying to save electricity, you're gonna always like those pumps are only like 40% efficient. So if you're just trying to pump to speed it up to try to get more energy, it'd make more sense to just conserve energy and time and just have it fall from gravity.
So what about this? If you set up a pump off of a single solar panel or a solar panel rig to just pump that pump and then run it 1,000 yards down a hill, like you're probably gonna have way more potential energy.
Okay, so I see what you're saying. There are small
Yeah,
gaps. Yeah.
that you
So
could-
if you needed like 10 more feet, like you use a solar panel pump to pump it into a tank that's like elevated
Yeah.
to get more feet. Yeah. That would essentially help, but could you use that solar power to just put it
Straight in.
I mean,
and push
okay,
it down.
no, this isn't going to sound cocky, but I could calculate that to figure out whether or not it makes sense to just put that solar panel straight to your battery storage or whatever you're using, or would it make sense to pump it back up? Oh no, let me correct myself right quick. We're probably not going to have batteries, and technically, if you have potential energy, that's a battery.
Yeah.
So if you have a water tank, and this is why cities do it, if you have a water tank and you have like 5,000 gallons elevated, that's a battery because that's stored energy that you can use. So yeah, you're probably correct. Look at, see, again, I hate this dude. I've gone through like multiple classes, renewable energy classes, and engineering classes, and he's like, yeah, just put a solar power, just make it make sense. And I'm like, no, let's go through every other step to come to the same fucking conclusion.
One thing I do want to point out that we would all
Sorry.
definitely need, and even though you can do it old-fashioned way, caveman style with rocks and sand, with those filtration straws so you can drink out of any pond.
Oh, I'd
lake.
definitely take one of those. I
Yeah.
thought about that.
You
earlier,
would
but it's-
definitely want some
Yeah.
type of filtration system, which you can make out of sand and coal.
Mhm,
Like
yeah.
literally, your fire that burns at night, you could shovel out the coal, put it in, and shove some wash sand on top of it.
Yeah, just and then
The
boil
sand
it.
filters out the big particles, coal filters out the tiny particles, and then you have clean water coming out the bottom. So
And you boil it too, just in case. It's not gonna taste that great, but
yeah,
I mean that's why I'm saying like camp out next to a windmill. And
it's some type of water source.
Yeah.
You would in a windmill or some type of solar paneled pump system in a well would be.
well, the
really
solar
good.
panel part would be, wouldn't that be, what's not hazardous? Because it, what?
Say it again. Sorry.
Almost
it can break.
almost undependable because don't you have to
Unreliable.
yeah, almost unreliable because don't those expire only after so many years?
Yeah, it's like 20 years.
Because a windmill doesn't.
Wait. Say. I'm sorry. I was texting my boss from New Mexico. What was the question?
Because he was saying we were talking about camping out next to a windmill, or he said, or a solar panel, and then I was like, well, a solar panel is a good idea, but you
Okay, so solar panels after about 20 years slowly start to lose their efficiency, which is only 16 to 22%.
Yeah.
It still works after
still
that.
works.
It loses its efficiency
But so
rather
then,
quickly.
basically compared to a windmill, though, it
Oh, if
wouldn't.
you have the capability to maintain bearings and parts on
Yeah.
a windmill, but you're gonna have to maintain a windmill a lot more than a solar panel.
But
for
then
20
you're
years.
thinking.
True.
Then you're thinking along the lines of how many people are going to be there. So
Yeah.
a solar panel will provide way more water than a windmill.
Depends
will.
where you're at.
And yeah, depending on where you're at. But,
But
then on
also-
a windmill as well, you're still.
Depends where you're at on both, because if you're cloudy at all. But also, what's kind of cool about a windmill is if you absolutely have to, you could hook it up to like a belt and have someone
run
sit
it
there
by
and
a
crank
truck.
it. Not even a truck. I'm just thinking like
Like
manual-
somebody on a bike.
Yeah, like if you had to. If
Who
you
wants to
absolutely-
work out?
If you absolutely had to, you could.
Yeah.
Solar panel, you can't sit there with a flashlight.
Yeah.
And then if
That's fucking sick.
you know what I mean? I mean, both have their limits.
For
say
sure.
for a week and a half. Say the climate is just absolutely schmacked, and there's
Monsoon season.
clouds for a week and a half, 2 weeks. I mean,
Yeah.
you're gonna be screwed with your solar panel, but for the windmill, you can.
I've
sit
been
there
out
and
of
crank
the
it.
windmill business for a while, but don't they have them to where you could do? Can you go from you on one pump? Can't you go back and forth between a windmill and a solar panel? Are you able to do that or no?
Yeah.
So then you have
Well,
two.
depending on
Best of both
what
worlds?
type of
Okay.
pump is in there.
Yo, dude, I just had a great idea. You could have on the so the way, to my knowledge, I'll have to ask my dad because my dad literally worked on windmills for like a while. So I don't know the amount of years. But my grandpa and my dad did. So the way in my head it works is there's a ball check valve. It goes down,
Yep.
stops it, brings it up.
Yep.
On the end of that ball check valve, you could have a submersible pump.
Yes.
So if your windmill stopped, you could just run
Yeah.
your submersible pump.
Yeah.
You like.
It would be super simple.
You could do it. You just have to screw it on.
You even could take two, what do they have? It's like the V-Drive boats have them. The axle comes into one, plays on the other, and then pulls out the other side. You could hook two up in tandem, and a electric motor on one side that's not always running. But if it doesn't have power to it, it's a free spinning motor.
It's a generator at
yeah.
that point.
So
You're going
the-
to generate energy. Yeah.
Exactly. So when the
Or
windmill's running, it's charging batteries, pulling water, and then when the windmill stops running, you're drawing power from the bank that the solar panel has already had. So it's basically two of them hooked up in a line, and then you have a double. What is that word?
Double
Fuck.
power source.
Like a dual input or like a dual user.
Redundancy. Double redundancy
Oh, yeah.
system.
Like, checks and double checks kind of thing.
And when you're in a survival situation, you're gonna want to make everything you have redundant. If power goes out from solar panels, we have this generator to run us until we can get the situation resolved or change the situation
sure.
altogether. Like you're not gonna solely rely on one thing. Just like if you were searching a town for food, you're not only going to go to that town because eventually that town's going to run out.
Right.
And you're going to start to grow your own crops, which brings in a whole nother set of issues. Like, you're going to start to become self-reliant, right?
Sorry, I totally just zoned out. I was like, I'm going to buy a 12 valve and hook it to a big ass electric motor. Or because a motor's a generator. But like, it's just whether or not
Working
you
in
induce
reverse,
current
yeah.
or induce force. But I'm gonna get a 12 valve, put it on the drive shaft, put it on a generator, and then just like go to like McGalley's and like all the restaurants and be like, hey, give me your frying oil.
Yeah.
And just refine it and have barrels. Because I was like, maybe I won't use it, but somebody in the apocalypse 100 years from now will be like, thank you, Jesus.
We have diesel fuel.
we can generate electricity. I'm like either I'm gonna be like I hooked myself up, or someone's gonna be like this dude hooked us up.
Yeah.
Sorry, I zoned out hard, but like that's what
That's why diesel
I'm gonna do
engines
that.
are important in that situation. You'd want almost everything you run is on diesel.
Yeah.
Rather than trying to find octane boosters and whatever for your depreciating gasoline that's slowly going to just gel up and disappear.
That's when you run it in your diesel.
That's when you
Yeah, for sure. So another situation, if you're in an apocalyptic scenario, do you find outside people and bring them into camp?
Fuck. No.
Do they have useful skills?
You don't know.
Because at that point, oh dude, this is gonna sound really bad, but like, I would be so picky with people because like
Yeah,
you
dude,
just see
it's-
someone, you look
it's
at
a
someone and
risk.
you're like, they are a waste of oxygen. You don't say it to them because you don't want to offend them because we're all comfortable in our little lives here on Earth, and we're like, oh, let's worry about shit that doesn't matter because we're in the easy times. Hard times are coming, but we're in the easy times. So it's like, wow, dude, I would exercise that right in a heartbeat. You got any skills? I have a degree in dance, and you know,
All right, so you're gonna babysit the kids while
yeah,
everybody's working.
it's like, yeah, you're gonna get half rations,
Yeah.
and it's like, but I'm educated.
Yeah, if they get, like if they have a family, you're like, I'd be like, yeah, like take them in, but everybody's a risk and a threat
Like,
that you would
I
look at.
think everyone,
outside of
even
your-
if, like, okay, let's be honest. World's ending, shit's gone south. Marketing isn't even that great, but like, if you understand business, you're okay. If you understand communication, you're okay, because like that's important. But like, there's a lot of shit out there that people make a damn good living on, that is absolutely useless.
For sure.
And I would be so happy if some dude in like a tattered $50,000 suit walked up to me and he's like, "Please, sir, may I have some water?" Be like, "Can you do anything?"
I understand the stock market.
Dude, you could just use them as the front man of any
Oh, dude, the
because
bitch.
yeah, they're not even just the bitch. The fuck, what's it called?
You can
Say-
make him
say-
sit there. You make him sit there, spin the windmill.
Well, yeah, that too. But you could also use them. It's really fucked up. But like, if you're going like in a dangerous zone and you don't know what's there,
Yeah.
like you make him go
Yeah,
first.
it's a suicide mission.
That's
though.
like,
But, like,
you're. I mean, he's not
that's a
probably
good
not
point.
gonna die. But like, unless he proves himself useful. Like, if you want to stay
Yeah.
here, then you're gonna be a front man.
I mean,
You're gonna
there's-
be the pawn.
naturally there's an ape in every man, whether or not
Yeah.
they decide to let it out or not. But